What up, it's JD.
And it's Sienna.
I love this argument in studio right now because literally I work with these guys that are like brother and sister. JD and Sienna are always arguing about everything. Like they'll argue about if the sky is blue, like, it's kind of a purple. Like it's crazy. So big shout to our sister station, Camel Country. They're shaking things up over there. We absolutely love everything that's happening. Big shout to my boo, Cheyenne. She's been rocking it for years on the morning show. I can literally see her through the window. Me and Shy had a little fling. You know, we had a little fling thing, and we decided to stay friends. And I absolutely love her. And I want nothing for the best. She has a new co-host. Now, this guy is also, he was at our other sister station on Big 94.5. Big shout out to our boy, Nico. Nico has joined Cheyenne to do mornings on Camel Country.
And we love that for them.
Love that from, it's such a great pairing of Nico, Cheyenne, and their producer who's going to be on the show as well, Squeak, who's a great friend of me and JD. We've known Squeak for 15, 20 years. Great show. So the argument is, ladies and gentlemen, should it be called the Cheyenne and Nico Show or the Nico and Cheyenne Show? Now, here's what you go off. And please call in 833-730-6377. Nico has been doing radio longer, okay? He's a vet. He comes from New York. He did big market. He's a name. The industry knows Nico. But Cheyenne has been doing the morning show for quite a long time.
Right.
He's joining her show, in all fairness, but he's a vet. Sienna, the floor is yours. It should be called?
It should be called Cheyenne and Nico because I feel like my girl over there was holding it down, and she's been on the show, I think, from what I read, 5 years now, right? So I just feel like if he's coming back and onto her show, she should at least have that leverage of her name being first.
JD?
Now, unfortunately, this just doesn't flow. Now, Sienna doesn't know that a lot of the times it's always the man in front of the woman. You didn't know that?
That's sexist.
Yeah, no, it's not true. It's not true in the slightest. But it just doesn't flow the same as Cheyenne and Nico. When I think of their show, I think of Nico and Cheyenne.
Okay, you think it flows better? Because it's funny you say that because at one point, my daughter, Gia Isabella, her mom liked the name Isabella. I like the name Gia. So we were going back and forth, what sounds better? And we were asking close family, Gia Isabella or Isabella Gia? Mm-hmm. And most people are like, man, Gia Isabella just sounds better. And that's what we went with. So that is yours. So that just sounds, the alliteration of it, JD, sounds better.
Yeah, I mean, come on, BZ. What sounds crispy? You know, it's kind of like taking it back to the Facebook days. The Facebook, you know, and then Justin Timberlake says, get rid of the. I just think with Nico and Cheyenne is too long of a name, and it just flows better with
Has
Nico
nothing to do that
and
he's the
Cheyenne.
man.
It has nothing to do with the fact
I
that
don't
he's
know.
the
Why are you
man.
laughing nervously over there, huh?
Because it's funny, because when I want to poke the bear, that's usually what I'll do to argue with Sienna.
Nico and Cheyenne, Cheyenne and Nico.
Come on, man. BZ.
Is there any technicality in radio, because I still kind of don't know some things, is there anything where like he does have the upper hand where he just can come in and have his name first?
It is a judgment call.
Okay.
And I hope that they had that meeting and it was as simple as maybe Cheyenne's like, well, you've been here longer. And I will say, Nico did work at Camel Country back in the days. He did do mornings for a while. So this is a return from Nico to go back to Camel. So I'm sure Camel Nation is happy that Nico's back on the country format. No, it's just literally management. The people that are on the show discuss it. But I know there's been morning shows that I know of where there's been an argument who gets headliner on the marquee first.
BZ, you're not answering the question, man. I don't really like how you're playing the middle ground here.
What should be the name?
What sounds crispier?
I would base it on exactly what I'm saying. It's three different things. Seniority, but then she was there, so I'm kind of stuck in the middle. And then I'm going on what JD says, though, because I'm a person like with branding. What sounds better? The Nico and Cheyenne show. The Cheyenne and Nico show.
Cheyenne and Nico.
That doesn't sound bad. That doesn't sound bad at all. Cheyenne and Nico?
When I put a little oomph to the voice,
Yes.
I do like Cheyenne
And Nico actually, to me, honestly, sounds a little bit crispier, a little bit better.
Nico and Cheyenne.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sneak over to the studio and see if they'll join us.
It's their first day, dude.
I don't care. You know, listen, we're promoting their show, by the way. We're promoting our competition. They're our sister station, but we all compete for the same ratings.
I know, but we want them to get second place.
Good point.
So let me disturb them, Muhammad. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring in your new favorite country morning show.
Yeah, when
Yes.
you're on your country binge in the afternoon.
It's all a fad, by the way. Everyone will be over in a year or two. Come back to us. We'll still be playing Sabrina Carpenter. I'm going to go grab Cheyenne and Nico and bring them in the studio and then just pop the question because I feel like it's going to be really awkward for them to answer whose decision it was, especially for Nico.
Of course, it was a business conversation first. I like stirring the pot.
We'll see how they handle conflict on their first day.
Oh, yeah.
You got to keep your enemies close, right?
Right.
Let's get them canceled by day one. All right. Gonna go grab them, and then we'll be back with Nico and Cheyenne from Camel. Hold on, y'all. Hey, we got Justin Timberlake tickets on the way this hour. It's live. It's the Morning Mess. Joey Boy.
Hey, it's JD.
And it's Sienna.
Can we get a round of applause? Our sister station's brand new show. We got Cheyenne, Nico, Squeak, Boog in the studio. Family in the building. I'm so happy. Congratulations on the new show on Camel. Congrats, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have such a big question.
Okay.
Yeah,
Such a big question, y'all.
I'm the top.
Huh? What?
I will never,
You're a top?
be the bottom.
I thought you were a
I
bottom.
will never be the bottom.
If you look at Nico, I thought you were a bottom.
No, that's a common mistake that people make.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, funny you say that because you are a top. How did we come up with the name The Nico and Cheyenne Show and not Cheyenne and Nico Show?
We want to know the behind the
That's
scenes.
We
Dun,
have a debate in studio what the show should be called. How did
Allow
this?
me to reiterate.
Okay.
I'm a top.
Okay. Okay.
Always on top.
Okay. And Cheyenne?
I just said, okay.
Now, Sienna is 10 toes down of it should have been called.
Cheyenne and Nico.
Why?
Just because I feel like you've been 10 toes down, you've been holding it down. Nico's returning, but you've been holding it down. So I feel like Cheyenne should be first.
And we have the male chauvinist of the show, JD. JD, you think it should be called?
Yeah, it should be the Nico and Cheyenne show. I love Cheyenne so much.
I don't
dude.
know.
Give him sass, Cheyenne.
No, because it sounds super swift. We're going to be in a new America now. So we're going to be going back to the way things were. I'm kidding.
See what I have to deal with, Cheyenne? I will trade
kidding.
you Squeak Book for JD.
I'm kidding.
Just yesterday, I said, hey, babe, I need you to get ready to be my +1 to all these country concerts I got going up. And now I'm like, hey, Sienna.
I know,
I'm
dude.
gonna need you to get ready.
You haven't got my vote. You haven't got my vote.
We've been there, done that.
Yes, we have. Yes. I did tell her when we decided to remain friends after our fling.
Yeah, we did.
I think it should have been the Cheyenne Nico show myself.
Oh.
Yes.
okay.
Yeah,
Let me just clear everything up for everybody on how this name came about.
Okay.
We didn't decide it. I didn't say it's got to be the Nico and Cheyenne.
Who decided this?
1,000% true.
This was
People who
the
make a
people
lot more money
who
than
actually
us.
sign our checks. So when it came to the moment when they told us the name of the show, we said, okay. Thank you for allowing us to have a job in this industry to this point.
We shouldn't be called Odyssey. We should be called Audacity. The Audacity. Well, we wanted to get to the bottom of this because we were talking about we're so excited for this crew and the show. And then we had the question of why is it Nico and Cheyenne? And then Sienna, she's like, yeah, why is it?
Yeah, I had my arms crossed and everything.
Yeah.
I feel it. Girl power.
Girl
Hey,
power.
power.
Yeah.
I'm not against Cheyenne and Nico. She can call it whatever you want. As long as that paycheck clears.
There you go.
I don't care what it's called.
All right, he said it. Join Cheyenne and
That's
Nico
right.
every morning. 107.9 Camel Country. Get her done.
AD.
And it's Sienna.
Shouts out and congratulations again to our sister station, Camel, on 107.9. They have a new show this morning. Both good friends of ours. Cheyenne, who's been holding it down 5 years, and jumping on the show is Nico, who we've known for many, many years. He's a vet, and we were just discussing. It's called the Nico and Cheyenne Show. So Sienna and JD were debating on who should get top on the marquee, Cheyenne or Nico. And yeah, obviously you think it should be Cheyenne.
Yeah, girl power, and she's been holding it down.
Yeah, and then JD?
Well, I'm not going to do the whole girl power thing. I agree with you, but in the sense of marketing, Nico is just so much smoother.
Right, and we asked you to give us a call on your thoughts of this. And the phone lines are ringing off the hook, so we got Nicole and Santan want to give her opinion. So what do you think, Nicole?
Oh, the Cheyenne and Nico show.
That's what I'm talking about, Nicole. So why do you think that?
Well, I mean, for one, it was her show to start with, and for two, it makes him just sound, like any other man. He's a man. He's been doing it longer. He deserved to have his name first.
Yeah, that's what JD thinks.
That's not what I think.
That's exactly what you
is.
I'm
said.
not going to go with the patriarchy route. I was just saying it flows better from a
no.
marketing standpoint of Nico and Cheyenne.
Nicole, I have their producer, who's a friend of ours, Squeak, produce 2 elements, we call them, of how it would sound on the air. So listen to this. Let's see what sounds better, okay? Here we go.
Nico and Cheyenne.
Camel Country 107.9.
Or
Cheyenne and Nico.
Camel Country 1079.
Cheyenne just sounds first crispier.
It just comes in hot. I love
Yeah, it
it.
does. And also, I didn't even know that they were your sister or your neighboring show. I love that show, too.
Yeah, literally, there's a window here in our studios, and we can see them from where we're at right now. So it's going to be a great show. I just feel like it should be Cheyenne and Nico.
I just couldn't
100%
disagree
agree.
more.
Yeah.
No.
JD's a chauvinist.
Yeah, you're alone
A
on this one.
chauvinist.
Yeah, let's listen to this one more time, JD.
Cheyenne and Nico.
Camel Country 1079.
Here's JD's version.
Nico and Cheyenne.
Camel Country 1079.
Oh, that's just so much smoother.
No, it's not. I understand Cheyenne's name's long, but it just goes better. It flows.
No, that's more
It does.
chunky peanut butter. I feel like, Nico and Cheyenne is smooth peanut butter.
Nah. I think we outnumber you.
Yeah.
That's typical.
Well, thank you for the call. And wait, who's number one in your preset, us or them?
I be listening to you guys every morning. Your nacho show kills me. Catching cheaters is my everyday.
Okay,
Yes.
well, we're going to keep doing Catching Cheaters. That's coming up in a few minutes. Prank calls. And then, maybe when we play commercials, you listen to 1079, okay?
Alrighty, thank you so much.
Bye,
I
hon.
love your morning mess.
I love
Appreciate
your
it,
morning
Nicole.
mess. Bye.
Bye.
Well, it doesn't matter what we think. It's still going to be called the Nico and
I
Cheyenne
know,
Show.
at this point it doesn't matter, but I just thought I'd make my case.
All right, Nicole, thank you for listening. And her favorite part of the show, Staycation Setup. We got that coming up next. Who we tapping in with?
So this is a good one. We have Cynthia. She found out her best friend hooked up with her boyfriend, and the reasoning allegedly was to prove he is a cheater.
Oh, let's go.
Messy.
So she was just like, I know your boyfriend is a cheater. I'm sure of it. I will volunteer myself to be the side chick to prove my point.
Yep, she volunteered as tribute.
That is awesome. Is that a real one, Sienna, or
I don't know because that's still your best friend.
took it too far? You get to
Yeah.
that point when you're gonna hook up, and then that's when you call your girl like, I'm at the hotel right now, girl.
Right, you don't have to follow through with it, but all alleged, so we don't know for sure.
All right, this should be good.